There are always two versions of a story: the public one and the one that lies beneath the surface. The public sees composure, poise, and careful statements delivered under pressure. They see Savannah Guthrie standing before cameras during the worst crisis of her life, holding herself together with seeming impossibility. They admire it, call it strength, share the videos, and offer prayers. But what most cannot see is the deeper tragedy unfolding simultaneously: a personal, private anguish layered under the public composure. Understanding that hidden layer reveals a heartbreak far beyond what headlines convey. The life Savannah built. At 54, Savannah had achieved a level of professional and personal success most could only dream of. She had navigated a demanding career in television, balancing the highest expectations in the industry while raising two young children. Every day, she maintained a persona that was both brilliant and relatable, authoritative yet warm, professional yet human. She had survived institutional turbulence, personal challenges, and public scrutiny, emerging as one of the most recognized figures in her field. At this stage in life, she was supposed to be at the height of accomplishment and satisfaction, reaping the rewards of decades of work. The day everything changed. February 1st, 2026 arrived as an ordinary Sunday morning until everything shifted. Savannah's mother, Nancy, 84 years old, was discovered missing from her home in Tucson, Arizona. The sheriff confirmed the worst. Nancy had been taken against her will. The word kidnapping now attached itself to a woman known to millions simply as Savannah's mother. From that moment, Savannah's life split into two parallel realities: a public track where composure and careful communication were essential, and a private track where fear, uncertainty, and heartbreak consumed her. The duality of this experience amplified every emotional layer of the crisis. The physical threat. The first and most immediate layer of tragedy is physical. Nancy is 84 and dependent on daily heart medication, a necessity for survival. Every hour without her medicine increased the risk to her life. The kidnappers had not just taken a person, they had taken someone with a fragile physiological balance, placing her under acute danger. Savannah knew the stakes from the very beginning. Each public appearance, each carefully structured statement was conducted with the knowledge that her mother's body was under unbearable stress. That awareness alone could crush most people, yet she functioned under it with remarkable resilience. The pressure of public scrutiny. The second layer of tragedy is psychological and societal. Savannah was performing under the scrutiny of millions, every word and action weighed against the gravity of the situation. She had to remain composed, functional, and strategic, while internally grappling with fear for her mother's life. The pressure of public expectation compounded her personal anguish. Her professionalism was not just a skill, it was a survival mechanism honed over decades. The public saw control. She felt the quiet terror of uncertainty. This dual existence, managing both performance and panic simultaneously, created a profound emotional strain few can comprehend. Lessons from a childhood of strength. Savannah did not enter this crisis unprepared. From early childhood, she had been taught to endure hardship with composure. After her father's death, Nancy instilled a philosophy: vulnerability is a liability, strength is a necessity. Pain and fear were to be handled quietly, not expressed openly. This upbringing forged a resilience that allowed Savannah to function under extreme pressure. But it also left a quiet ache, the hunger for unconditional affirmation. Achievement and public admiration could never fully satisfy the need for the simple, unqualified assurance that she was enough, loved for who she is, not what she does. The lifelong question. Throughout her life, Savannah has carried a silent question. Am I enough? Not for colleagues, viewers, or strangers, but for the woman whose philosophy shaped her entire existence, her mother. That question, posed in countless moments of success and crisis, now resonates with amplified intensity. The very person who could answer it unambiguously, without standards or conditions, is absent. This is the heart of the tragedy, the intersection of personal longing with professional demands, of a lifetime of internalized strength with the human desire for reassurance and unconditional love. The cost of composure. Savannah's composure is both a testament to her resilience and a reflection of the cost of her upbringing. It allows her to navigate public pressure, but it also masks the inner turmoil. Every statement delivered, every controlled appearance is the result of decades of conditioning. Strength as a learned obligation, rather than a choice. The very qualities celebrated by the public conceal the quiet suffering that accompanies them. The admiration of millions cannot ease the loneliness of knowing that the person who could provide ultimate comfort is unreachable, leaving her to shoulder the weight of both public expectation and private devastation. The role of love and expectation. This is not a failure of love. Nancy's love was real and fierce, shaping Savannah into the woman she is. Yet love expressed through high standards and expectations, rather than unconditional reassurance, leaves a gap. It teaches endurance, but not the quiet certainty of acceptance. Savannah's life has been a continuous balancing act between striving to meet expectations and silently yearning for simple affirmation. The tragedy lies not in what she accomplished, but in what was withheld. The explicit, unambiguous words that would assure her she is enough, regardless of achievement or performance. The hope for reunification. Amid the crisis, there is a potential for healing. Those around Savannah have recognized the importance of what her mother's return could signify, not just for the resolution of the kidnapping, but for the restoration of a personal, emotional truth. The ultimate gift Nancy can offer is not instruction or encouragement to persevere, but the unqualified statement every child longs for, "I love you." Those words, stripped of expectation or performance, would bridge the decades-long need for reassurance and affirm that her worth is inherent, not earned. The deepest tragedy of Savannah's situation is invisible to most observers. It is not the media coverage, the investigation, or the medical urgency. It is the absence of a simple, lifelong, emotional answer. The person capable of providing that answer, her mother, is missing. The pain is compounded by years of conditioned strength and public admiration, which simultaneously conceal and exacerbate the private suffering. This duality creates a heartbreak that cannot be captured in headlines or video clips, a quiet internal tragedy that is as profound as it is unseen. Conclusion: the words that heal. When Nancy returns, the greatest gift she can offer is not guidance, not advice, not instruction on endurance. It is the affirmation that Savannah has sought for a lifetime, that she is enough, loved unconditionally, and valued for who she is, not for what she has done. Those words, simple yet transformative, would finally allow the daughter to rest from decades of internal striving. The story is not just one of kidnapping or public crisis. It is a story of love, longing, and the quiet human need for reassurance. Savannah's journey reminds us that sometimes the most profound tragedies are the ones that cannot be seen.